What's good, YouTube? Sensational Sincere's here, and I'm back with another Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video. We're here for February 5th, 2021's Vendor Reset. So let's get right into this to see what we got good for this week. Okay, so for our first gear items, head over to Camp Hudson. Here the gear vendor has a gunslinger vest with the talent Vigorous on there. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 6% sticky bomb explosion radius. For our next gear items, head over to the base of operations. Here the Dark Zone gear vendor has a SRSA1. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the gear vendor here and we got a prototype stamina mod with 250 stamina and 3,244 health. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the advanced weaponry vendor and here we got a converted SMG9 if you like this weapon. We also got an MA70 Express. Also here we got a custom L86A2. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special equipment vendor and here we got a Historian. Also here we got a Liberator. We also here got a Pecan if you like to run this weapon. We also here got a Cassidy. Also here we got a Police UMP 45. We also here got an ACR. Also here we got a Paratrooper SVD. Also here we got a Spec Ops mask with the talent Rehabilitated on there. Also here we got a tactical vest with the talent Rapid. We also here got a tactical pack with the talent Specialized on there. Also here we got a prototype performance mod with 3% smart cover damage resilience. We also here got an extended magazine with 116% magazine size, 4% crit hit damage, and 5.40% rate of fire. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special blueprints vendor and here we got a classic RPK 74 blueprint with a gear score of 256. We also here got an EXPS3 holographic sight 10 blueprint with a power level 34. And also here we got a high velocity magazine blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to the cavern. Here the gear vendor has a tactical vest with the talent Rapid. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 4.50% smart cover duration. For our next gear items, head over to Camp Clinton. Here the special equipment vendor has a Pecan if you like to run this weapon. Also here we got a Liberator. Also here we got a Police M4. Also here we got a tactical Super 90 SBS. Also here we got a classic RPK 74. Also here we got a Spec Ops mask with the talent Refreshed on there. Also here we got an operator pack with the talent Specialized. We also got a prototype performance mod with 2.50% smart cover damage resilience. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Clinton. Head over to the special blueprints vendor and here we got a surplus SVD blueprint with a gear score of 256. We also got a high velocity magazine blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to Dante's Run. Here the gear vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 265 electronics and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to Wolf's Den. Here the weapons vendor has a loud vent break with 19% crit hit damage, 2.50% stability, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to the Last Call. Here the weapons vendor has a muzzle brake with 13.50% stability, 4% crit hit damage, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to the Ward. Here the gear vendor has a prototype performance mod with 5% ballistic shield damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to the Southpaw. Here the gear vendor has a Spec Ops pack with the talent Specialized. And also here we got a prototype stamina mod with 256 stamina and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to the Firewall. Here the gear vendor has a Spec Ops pack with the talent Relentless on there. For our next gear items, head over to West 34th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 6.50% support station. For our next gear items, head over to West 39th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a classic M44 carbine. And also here we got a small grip with 17% crit hit damage, 2.50% stability, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to West 46th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a tactical UMP 45 if you like this weapon. Also here we got some operator gloves with the talent Savaged on there. Also here we got a prototype performance mod with 6% first aid self-heal. And also here we got a vertical grip with 48% optimal range, 2.50% stability, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to West 53rd Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a tactical mask with the talent Rehabilitated on there. For our next gear items, head over to East 64th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone Gear Mod vendor has a prototype performance mod with 3.50% Seeker Mine damage. For our next gear items, head over to East 61st Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone Weapon Mod vendor has got a 5.52 hollow sight with 7.50% crit hit chance, 2.50% stability, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to East 58th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone Gear vendor has a tactical mask with the talent rehabilitated on there. Also here we got an operator vest with the talent vigorous. We also got a spec ops pack with the talent specialized. For our next gear items, head over to the Park Ave checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone Weapons vendor has a classic FAL if you like to run this weapon. For our next gear items, head over to East 53rd Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype stamina mod with 260 stamina and 1% crit hit chance. For our next gear items, head over to East 46th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a tactical vest with the talent reckless. We also got a prototype electronics mod with 263 electronics and 3% signature ability resource gain. And we also got our mega rifle suppressor with 18% headshot damage, 5% optimal range, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, head over to East 42nd Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a heavy magazine spring with 3% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and 10.90% rate of fire. For our next gear items, head over to East 40th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 3.50% ballistic shield damage. For our next gear items, head over to East 34th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a converted SMG 982 if you like this weapon. We also got a prototype performance mod with 7% mobile cover health. And also here we got extended magazine with 118.50% magazine size, 3% crit hit chance, and 4% crit hit damage. For our next gear items, head over to the 5th Ave checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 7% turret duration. For our next gear items, head over to DZ4 Safe Room. Here the Dark Zone Gear Mod vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 267 electronics and 3% skill haste. For our next gear items, head over to DZ5 Safe Room. Here the Dark Zone Weapon Mod vendor has got an SR7 suppressor with 18% crit hit damage, 3% crit hit chance, and 2.50% stability. For our next gear items, head over to DZ8 Safe Room. Here the Dark Zone Gear vendor has a gunslinger vest with a talent rapid. For our next gear items, head over to DZ9 Safe Room. Here the Dark Zone Weapon Mod vendor has a high velocity magazine with 7% crit hit chance, 11% magazine size, and 5% reload speed. Alright everybody, that's it for our Tom Clancy's The Division vendor reset video for February 5th, 2021's vendor reset. I hope everybody who tuned into it found them something that they needed. Smash on that sub and like button, y'all. Appreciate that support. That's good looking out. And I will see y'all with the next one, everybody. Take care. Peace.